Hey there, what's up? I hope that all is going well and that you have a few minutes to spare for yet another piece of stories from my adventures with Conan Exiles. The day has started with hunt for some more named exiles, and as I was back at the starting base I have decided to visit the area where we have found Syria the Mad. This time I have encountered Ulrik the Beast and have swiftly gave him a concussion so that I could bring him back, convert to be friendly to us, and join our ranks. Then I was really set on discovering what lies within Mounds of the Dead and nearby areas. However, I had to get to there first, and let me tell you something, the sightseeing in this game is truly amazing. Anyways, once I was done with not paying attention to what is happening in front of me, I have spotted one of these towers, quite similar, if not identical, in build style to the Godsward Tower. The difference is that this tower was part of a small camp, because I can't really call it a village due to its size, and as you could imagine, there were few exiles living in here. Once I was done with settlers of this location, I have spotted something that was mentioned in comments under the last video. Yes, Moonraven, that is your hint yet again. Living Agent was growing in here, and since I was made aware of its amazing healing properties for my gorilla, I had to harvest some of it and pass it on to Nox equipment. Fast forward a few minutes, and I have spotted iron nodes on my way to Mounds of the Dead. Obviously, I couldn't miss the chance to gather at least some of it, as we require more and more of this precious resource. When I have moved into that tiny little cave and triggered the discovery notification about Skyholme Ruins. I didn't really know what's that, so I decided to climb up in order to see what I have apparently discovered. As you can see, there are more iron nodes, inconveniently placed on the slope, so there was no chance in the world for me to bother with gathering all of it. Once I have climbed up, I have noticed yet another spectacular environment. I took a while to enjoy the sight, as whatever we have seen so far wasn't as monumental as this. This looks amazing, and then you have these towers ahead of us, which add into epic scenery of this location. And these must be the Skyholme Ruins. Naturally, I have kept going forward. Each step was bringing me closer to our goal of today's adventure, but with each step I was being distracted by beautiful locations, threat to be dealt with, and natural resources to be collected. As always, I have sent Nock to deal with the threat for me, and I have noticed that I missed yet again a good chance to capture a named exile. This one called Janus, but at least now I know that they respawn here. This is a nice touch. I have noticed that these exiles are dropping a lot of medium armor parts from the Vanir set. So, as you know by now, I need a new set, and I guess this is going to be the one. I kept discovering these towers, just like Godsward Tower, yet I wasn't able to open the doors. I guess this is one of them locations where you can just get a new marker on the map, and that's about it. On the side note, I have found a new item. Well, new for me. Climbing gloves, which apparently lower the amount of stamina you use while climbing. Both climbing boots and gloves will give you minus 25% to stamina burn each. I have kept following the course of river. I was going downstream as I knew it will take me where I want to be, and I thought I will be able to avoid majority of threats that could come from the forest. I remembered this area from my pre-Sorcery Conan's playthrough on one of the official PvP servers. I specifically avoided this area on the server, but since I am solo playing in here, there is someone, well, something I want to pay a visit to. See these swords? Yes, this is where we are going next, and if you are a Conan's veteran, you already know what hides in there. I can give a little hint to other folks. It is a world boss. And the world boss I am talking about is Rotbranch. We have met it in episode number 3, while we were on our way back with foals. This time, however, we are prepared to fight with it, so legendary loot, brace yourself to be in my inventory soon. There is also a little bit of lore hidden behind stories shown by the ghosts. I don't really know, however, what is it about and what is that one creature that has been slain by these exiles. Right, so Shelby as usual has engaged the autopilot mode and just ran away, while Nox started smashing an enemy at least 4 times of its size. Got to say, this stuff is admirable. I like the way Rotbranch looks. If only there would be a creature we could tame and get as a follower that looks remotely close to this. That would be one hell of an intimidating creature fighting on our side. And there is that Chungus something that they have slain, and I have no clue what is it. Kinda makes me feel like it could be one of those godlike creatures we have learned about a few episodes ago near the broken bridge. Right, job done. Good, gorilla. Now for the interesting part. Give me the key and let me see what's inside the box. I didn't have a clue that Rotbranch can bleed, and that it bleeds in green. Is it a tree sap or something? Anyways, here comes the... what? Bessie's bow? I am not going to read the story of this item, as it is pretty much an 18+ story, but if you are interested for yourself, search for the description of Bessie's bow. What I can quote is the last sentence from the description, and it should kinda summarize its story. The priest and the girl, they took their vow, and they shaved their head away. Let this be used to string a bow, and may it shoot all day. What did I just read? Right, onwards with the adventure. We are nearly there. I could see first white in front of me, and I decided to get rid of it to see how tough these enemies can be, so at least I am aware of what's to come. I have to say that my equipment is pretty much obsolete at this point, so I might do a few legendary weapon runs and get something decent to bring my DPS up to the task. What's interesting about whites is that they drop stuff very similar to Vanir settlers, meaning they could be undead Vanirs, if that makes sense. They kind of remind me of Draugrs from Skyrim. Here we are at Ravaged Barrows, and as I was expecting more whites to come and fight against us, I was very surprised to see the Tomb Raider. No, not this one. To be the enemy we have to clash with. There are quite a few more of them inside, so you know what comes next. Godsward the Oathbreaker. Not nice of you to break the oath, my friend. I guess this is the bad karma that has caught up to you. But, with all seriousness, this is a named exile number 2 that I will not be taking back to our camp today. I really need to build Wheels of Pain to accommodate for these exiles. I have carried on to search through Ravaged Barrows to see what else we can find in here, and I landed in this place. This building did not contain any special enemies, greater challenges or hidden items. At least not that I found any. So I have just ransacked all and any chests that I have encountered on my way and carried on with the exploration. Guess what I found once I got back on the trail? Yet another named exile. This is bringing missed opportunities of today up to the number 3. Well, this one wasn't exactly named, as he had a generic call sign of Cimmerian Berserker, but the golden frame / border around his health bar is a dead giveaway that he's stronger than regular exiles. So I let Noct deal with this problem for me, and once that was done, I have noticed 2 items that I haven't had a chance to loot just yet. First of all, a very sought after star metal, as well as spectre coating, which is apparently used to deal greater damage to undead enemies, speeding up their final demise. This must be the worst thing I have done so far. I have defeated Dalinsia the Snowhunter. Well, in my defense, I have to say that I haven't been aware that she is one of the better choices for a companion, but I will rectify this issue in a due time. I guess now that I know, it will be hard to find her, just like it usually goes. So, I have decided to leave this place trying to memorize which exact building Dalinsia was located at, and I have noticed my next victim. Looking at the bow, I could tell it wouldn't be a challenge, so I came closer and did what I do best. I let Noct deal with this for me. When I have noticed Noct doesn't really want to follow through on its primary smash, I decided to finish the job when Noct has awakened and finished it for me. What I found in the loot bag surprised me. It was the epic Cimmerian steel pauldron. Nice. And then I have found myself in the middle of a big fight, but thankfully I had Noct with me. There was quite a lot of diverse stuff to be looted in here, since there are so many exiles. Anyways, since my follower keeps everyone busy fighting for their lives, I will pick up some of the goodies they left behind. This building has inspired me to build a similar structure, but other than that, it was quite lacking in stuff we could gather from here, so I looted whatever I could and have left the place in search for some more adventures. And I found this. It looks a little bit like a small village with few buildings around, but first I had to go through the guards so I could have a closer look. And what I found inside was a lot of trouble. There were multiple settlers rushing in to defend their home, and I have found that their shields and weapons glow with the bright blue hue. I thought for a while that these weapons bear some hidden abilities, but nope. Anyways, I will be ending this carnage here, and if you managed to stay until the end, I have to thank you for your time. Like or dislike accordingly, drop down a comment or what would you like to see next, maybe subscribe if you haven't, and if so, I shall see you in the next one. Deynon, out.